Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back. Oh, can you hear me? Welcome back to another American Horror Story cult. This will be episode 9. I plan on watching 9, 10, and 11 like now. So I'm ready to finish this series. I'm just going to hover my mouse through episode 8 just to remind myself of what happened. I definitely remember the ending. Ali taking off that last clown mask. It was a bit of a shock, to say the least. But with American Horror Story by now, we know there's all kinds of twists and turns that get thrown in. Anyway, we had that house that Kai and Winter went to. There wasn't really anything to go on that. It was just like a weird flashback that we saw. We had Kai and the blonde police officer guy. They were trying to do some ritual with Winter, trying to impregnate her for like the spawn baby or something. It was weird. It was uncomfortable to watch. Borderline rape. And then we see Ali in her home, and then we saw Kai walking into her house, and it's like she wanted to meet him. It's like, what the hell is going on? But there's definitely a trick up Ali's sleeve. Oh yeah, then Winter killed the police officer in the car and then blamed it on Beverly. So that's why Beverly was all tied up at the end, as well as Vincent, the therapist, who got killed by Kai. And it's all coming back to me now. I was a bit pissed off that Winter didn't do anything, because I mean, it is your big brother on the floor bleeding out, dying, and you don't want to help him or intervene. And then obviously everyone started taking off their masks. Obviously Ivy was one of them, and then the very last person was Ali. Now Ali's there to throw something into the mix. I don't think she's devoted herself like Ivy has. There's no way. If I start seeing Ali chopping up dead bodies with Kai, then I'm not going to give any more predictions, because I don't know. I don't know, man. Everyone that seems to join this cult just doesn't really think rationally. They're all a bit brainwashed by Kai Anderson. Anyway, this is episode 9 of American Horror Story Cult. This one is called Drink the Kool-Aid. We don't actually have Kool-Aid in the UK. Okay, let's go.
On March 26, 1997, acting on an anonymous tip, police found the bodies of 39 members of the Heaven's Gate cult.
Really? This happened?
Is it any wonder that the federal government, led by Democratic President Bill Clinton, had to try to take down David Koresh? Koresh was blessed with the gift of
That's
prophecy.
Evan Peters.
He was a young man.
No, maybe
God
not.
revealed himself to young David.
That is Evan Peters, though.
Men had to be celibate. He was the true savior, and it made sense for him to father all of the children and repopulate the planet. He had divine semen, holy ejaculate. They knew that there was greater glory in crossing the threshold into death with their leader than staying behind and being slaves in a lost and broken world.
Jesus Christ.
But the Kanye of leaders was the great Jim Jones, the man who coined
I've heard of this
the phrase,
guy.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
I've heard of this guy.
He founded the People's Temple. It was a beautiful...
Isn't there like a recording of everyone dying? And you got like the kids screaming for their mum because like their throat is burning and they don't know why. But they've actually just drank poison.
Mother, please, get someone to show these children of the relaxation of stepping over to the next plane. All they're doing is taking a drink to go to sleep. That's all that is sleep. Stop this crying and hysterics.
Oh, that's horrible.
Quickly, my children.
God Almighty, God Almighty. These were great men. All of them.
Don't tell me he's telling Ali and... Oh, he's telling all his henchmen.
But what if I asked you to make the ultimate sacrifice? Would you do that for me, Speedwagon?
With a fucking smile.
How about the rest of you?
So they're saying they would all kill themselves for Kai. This is nuts.
What's gonna happen?
You'll find out at the council meeting on Monday.
Get some rest.
They all sleep and no. They all live in his basement together. Oh man, I was about to go off on one then about all these guys in his basement, but it's the TV show, man. I kind of have to believe it's happening, but these guys don't have any wives or kids or family that would miss them or girlfriends or anything going on. They all just happily devote themselves to Kyle. They were introduced like 2 episodes ago. How are they that devoted to him already? But it's okay. It's a TV show. I will believe it just because it's a show.
Connecting every computer in town to a private network. The cost alone.
Why don't we ask your colleagues about their feelings on this matter, Perry? Councilman Moyer? You've been silent all day.
Why is that? He's been beaten up.
I think it's a fantastic idea, sir.
Good. All in favor of the Kai Anderson Internet Freedom and Integrity Act.
Oh, he's scaring everyone into saying yes. What kind of man is this guy?
Why did you join a cult? Why did you destroy our family?
Speak up then.
Why?
Speak up.
You were a mess.
Oh, someone else's fault, is it?
The price that I have to pay for this feeling of relief was destroying you. Then why not?
We crying for?
People died, Ivy.
Yeah. Yeah. Dry up your tears. You don't fool in no one.
I don't know how I could have been so stupid and so weak. I don't know. So sorry.
Nah, don't.
Now I see him for what he is. He's a demagogue and a manipulator and...
Oh, now you see him.
He
Oh.
touches dies.
Now you see it. Okay, but you didn't before.
Can you give your mama a hug?
We're gonna have a fist fight. Ali versus Winter. Give her a punch.
We have to pack lightly and get out as quickly as we can.
And go where?
Anywhere. We just have to go now. If Kai finds out we're even thinking about this, we'll be killed or put in the hole like Beverly.
I'll rescue Beverly. Nah, don't rescue Beverly. She's just as bad as Ivy.
Open up. I know you're in there.
Just say we're having a family meeting, man. Sorry about that we missed Kai's cancel.
Emergency meeting at Divine Rulers.
Yeah, no worries. Let's go then.
Who the hell is Jim Jones?
He made his followers drink poison Kool-Aid.
Please, Kai, you can't do this. Oz needs his mothers.
You need us.
There's 2 episodes left after this. There's no way this is poison. This can't be poison.
When I point to you, you drink.
Fuck yeah. It's a good day to die.
Gary?
Ivy first.
Have a drink.
Point to Ivy.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm out of this thing.
Bullet in the head
I don't
then.
wanna be an astral being.
Gary, he showed his true colors.
Beverly, don't.
Who cares, man? They've all killed people. Am I meant to feel bad here?
The world will be talking about us forever.
Yeah, it's not poison then, is it? It's a test. He wants to see if people are actually that devoted to him.
There was nothing in the Kool-Aid! Nothing except the proof that we are all in this together, that we are loyal to the end, that we would die for one another.
What? This is some shite, bruv. This is absolute shite.
Ozzy gets out of school in less than an hour, we pick him up, and we don't look back.
I bet Kai has picked Ozzy up. Or one of the henchmen have. Well, they're going to keep Ozzy in Kai's room playing games the whole time. So they can't go anywhere.
Where are my mommies?
I'm sure they'll be here soon. I got all sorts of games down here. Do you like games?
Hell yeah.
So,
Here, I'll take your bag.
I'm not worried about Oz. Nothing's happening to Oz. Don't worry about that.
The Braden Clinic? That's where you got turkey basted, isn't it? Yeah. Lesbians love that place. And I've been a donor there since, well, Jerking off into a cup there was kind of my first job after high school.
No way. No way is Kai the dad. That would be a great twist, though.
You cooked? Put pasta in boiling water, but it is your sauce.
She's poisoned it. What's she done?
I did. Pick the wine.
Dead. She's eating the pasta now. Ali hasn't eaten the pasta yet.
It's good. I felt completely alone in the world, and I almost did it. And then I thought about you.
Oh, no, we're not falling for that shit.
You'll never do anything to me. I already have. I knew I couldn't trust you, and I wasn't gonna let you stand in my way.
Let's go, Ali. Yes. This is what I've been waiting for the whole series. Whoa.
Found my strength, Ivy.
Yes, we did.
And I want to watch you
die. Whoa. That's my shit, man. How long have I been waiting for that? A long time.
But the story didn't end there.
This is the bit that Kai wants to believe. The leader gets taken to heaven.
But it makes no sense. Why are the families of the people who died there still sad? It says they're still trying to bury the people they lost.
He's had enough. If internet wasn't a thing, like, Kai would have Oz on his side, but because of smartphones and shit. Fair enough. It's a nice woman. Kai Anderson? Oh.
I've been dreaming of your cooking all week.
Will you open the wine, please?
This is a Audrey and Rory flashback from Roanoke.
You were an easy person to choose.
Ah, she's tricking him. Here we go.
Is destined for greatness, like his father.
My son.
Yes, Kai, your son.
Our son.
Our son. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. So she didn't poison Kai then? What the fuck, man? Why wouldn't you poison Kai? Yeah, well, you know you gotta get out of there now, Ellie. That'll be the end. Yep, that's the end, baby. Okay, what an episode that was. I really liked the start of this episode because I feel like we did see some real footage, especially of the first guy as well. Not particularly the Jones character, that Jim Jones guy. I know he's real. I've definitely heard a video of when he actually did give the poison to his followers. It was a tough listen, especially with the kids crying and stuff. But I guess it does happen, man. But it kind of happens more when it's in like a secluded kind of area, innit, where they can't really venture out to escape to. But this whole thing with Kai, and he's got all these men in his basement, like none of them have any family to go back to. He must have really had like the lowest of the low join him. And in the council room, how come the only audience members are his followers and no one else? And they looked over at a guy who had like his arm in a sling and he had like a black eye. And he's the one that ended up voting in favour of Kai's promise or whatever it was. regulation. So he is almost single-handedly changing the country already, and he's not even president yet, and he's going for presidency. I'm so glad Ivy is dead. So glad Ivy is dead. Her story, like her character in general, like it's one of the most confusing characters I think I've ever seen. Ivy. Like she's got a nice job in a nice restaurant with a nice wife and a nice kid in a nice house, a nice big house, but that just wasn't enough for her. She wanted to be more of a mum than Ali was, so she was quite selfish in that aspect. She basically wanted Ali to be in her situation. Like she wanted the roles to be reversed. That's not really how it works. And she hated Ali so much she went and joined a killer clown cult. Like that was the most confusing part about Ivy's character. Joining a murderous cult and then blaming Ali for why she joined the cult. What happened to Beverly as well? The last time we saw Beverly was in the basement when they all drank the Kool-Aid. The poisoned Kool-Aid. Unless she went back to the hole that they're keeping her in. I don't really know. Maybe we're going to see more of Beverly in the next 2 episodes. Do you know what? I'm really liking Ali's character now. I've always liked Ali's character, but this episode was the turning point for me. The way she just killed Ivy like that, and she didn't even shed a tear or even flinch. Like I felt almost a little bit of what she was feeling, and it felt good for me. So I can't even imagine how Ali felt. Now, her plan, obviously we saw at the clinic that it was someone else's face was the donor. So, and then Ali asked the woman behind the counter for one more favour. I'm guessing it was to keep the folder. And then when Ali brought it home, she would then get a picture of Kai and replace it. So now Kai thinks he's the dad of Oz. So this is going to throw him off, because obviously he's not the dad. But he thinks he is, and he thinks that it's fate almost that Ali's kid is also his. Like, that's what he thinks. But Ali, what is Ali planning? She's got something. She's always got something up her sleeve, Ali. I keep saying it. But this is a boss move. I wouldn't have thought about actually tricking him. I thought when she saw it was someone else in the folder that she'd be like, oh, thank God it's not Kai. Oh, thank God. I didn't think she would take it and then put Kai's picture in saying, oh yeah, look, you are the dad. Look, oh my God, you're right. Our son is destined for greatness. So is Ali finding a way to stitch him up? I mean, there's proof already because of the dead bodies in his parents' room, along with Vincent. But then again, Ivy's body is in there too. But there's not really any proof that Ali killed Ivy, is there? Because the body is in Kai's house. Maybe that's what Ali wanted. So what is Ali's next move? How long is she gonna go along with this for? That's what I'm kind of interested in. Is she gonna stick around until it gets too much? Or is she always going to be one step ahead of Kai now? Because before, earlier in the season, Kai has been one step ahead of everyone else. But now it seems like the tables have turned. Ali is in full control here. She knows who the real father is. She knows Kai's not the father, and Kai doesn't. He thinks he's the father. He thinks he's so powerful now, but he's not. And as soon as he finds out he's not Oz's dad, he might almost like lose faith in himself. Or he might think that everything is a lie. Like, he might start self-doubting himself. Do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? And the only reason why she didn't poison Kai at the end is because she's got something bigger planned. If she kills Kai off then, she knows she's a target. Because she said to the guy at the door, tell Kai to come round mine for dinner. So he knows. That's already one witness. And he's obviously told everyone else. He's obviously told Kai as well, so Kai had to get there. But she knows if Kai dies at her house, she's just going to be the next target. Plus, I think they've got a hold of Ozzy still, so if she turns up saying, "Where's Oz?" they're probably going to be like, "How was the dinner with Kai? Where is he, actually? I haven't seen him." And yeah, that will open up a whole nother can of worms. I've got to say, though, the very end kind of shot of Ozzy, Kai, and Ali all hugging. I never thought I'd see that when I was watching episode 1. It's great, man. This series is so good. Like, it's coming up with things that I wouldn't even think about. But that's how you know it's a great show. That's how you know it's a great show, because it's surprising me at every turn. I'm getting a few things right. Maybe because it's coming to the end of the season and it's not as open as it was. Like, don't forget, we've had Meadow, we've had Harrison, we've had all of those other characters, and they're all dead now. Like, they're in the past. And I never would have thought I'd see that image of those three hugging at the end of the episode. It's crazy what this series is doing to me. But I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. What did I say? I said something earlier about it being shite, though. I was like, this is shite. This is shite. I think I might have been talking about Ivy. I definitely was probably talking about Ivy. I don't have to go into detail about why I think she was shite. And it's so refreshing to see Ali. She's like a new, better version of herself. She's overcome these kind of phobias that she's had that have kind of pinned her down. Like, for the majority of her life, you know, you could see from episode 1 how scared she used to be of her phobias. But now, it's like she's a completely different person. I mean, she was explaining it to Ivy about how the first week when she was at the psych ward, all she was thinking about was killing herself. But then on the second week, when she got past all the self-hate and the self-doubt, she wanted revenge. And revenge is what's keeping her going. So, obviously we know Kai has done some fucked up shit to Ali as well. So Ali hasn't forgotten about that. And if she's now motivated by revenge alone, what is she going to do with Kai? She's already got him believing that he's the dad. Like, that's kind of revenge enough. But she needs to do something a bit more to her revenge on Kai. It's going to be a lot more than Ivy. Ivy was kind of like a beginner's test kind of thing. But Kai, he's like the boss. You know them in-game bosses. The final level boss. That's Kai. And Ali is kind of working her way around to try and defeat him. Because she's hell-bent on revenge, man. That's her new motivation, is revenge. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love Ali's arc. Her story arc in this show. It's great. Anyway, I might stop it there, actually. Like I said, I want to watch episode 10 and 11, the finale as well. So, thank you guys for watching this reaction to American Horror Story Cult episode 9. If you enjoyed this reaction, you can watch the full reaction to this episode over on my Patreon. You can also watch the full reactions to the previous 8 episodes of Cult. They're also on my Patreon in full. And you can also watch the full reactions to Season 1 Murder House, Season 2 Asylum, Season 3 Coven, Season 4 Freak Show, Season 5 Hotel, and Season 6 Roanoke. They're also all on my Patreon in full. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube, this is episode 9 of Cult. That would 100% mean that episodes 10 and 11 of Cult will be on my Patreon in full. And there should be some episodes of Apocalypse, because that is the next season. So whatever episodes are on my Patreon, they will be up here to let you guys know, okay? So it could be episode 1, 2, whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you for episode 10 of Cult. Take it easy.